Hello, I'm Peaceful and I'm from World Peaceful. I'm all about awakening the full, which is a good thing. I pulled this card when I was preparing for this poem that I'm going to read for you, and it's called Listening. Shall I read it? Yes? Okay. Ooh, I just dropped it. Got your ears on? Now is the time to listen to your intuition. Slow down and quieten the mind chatter. Listen to your own words and ensure you are using positive language. When you hear others, make sure you really listen to what is being said. And remember to listen to more than just the words. Listen to your world with your heart. And of course, all poets are deeply listening to their world from the heart. I'll read this poem because it's a reasonably long one, and it has within it interesting facts about the world. So I'd ask you to endure it till the end. And I'll try and read it in a way that makes it easier for you to take in. So it's called The Test of Our Time is the Missing Piece in Real Resolution. The planet is calling you. Can you hear her whisper on the winds of time? Gaia is asking you to change your mind. She's feeling for the heart of the matter. At what point do we turn the page? Do you notice the weather is strange? How do we rearrange our world to begin a new story? I dreamed of a world at peace, for I saw the bridge. I felt the change. Yet many were in imagined dilemmas, a prisoner's dilemma, to save themselves or the world. To take the gold or preserve the earth. Demise or a rebirth. For they didn't realize their inner conflict was lies. Denial turned to persecution, not wise. Absolving rather than problem solving. Hating rather than creating boldly. Venturing into the unknown to find the hero is plunged into new adventures, to find working together is the pearl emerging from the hard shell undercovers, breaking the rock of ages. Philosophers released from the Stone Age, returning to Gardens of Eden, in search of the kernel of eternal truth, to find the golden fleece is the heart of inner peace. When do we grow as civil societies? When do we move beyond right and wrong? Acceptance or rejection? News media or reflection? As discrimination, oppression and anger takes centre stage, when do we stop what is not working and say, we can work together to start again? My heart traverses the planet of solar systems, a multiverse of love songs in spiral motion. For you see the tails of whales in the oceans, wailing as they sing to their brethren mates, in secret languages, dialects, and personal accents, a family lineage of 80 whale populations of unique diversity. Is it right to turn whales blue? Hunting the subterfuge of scientific research, where health, behaviour and recovery is represented in death counts, as harpoons are the booms of depleted communities, slaughtered under the full moon in full view, the immunity of impunity of shared rights to life, as the Steve Irwin resurrects environmental protection in international waters, a plight all governments could make right with insight. As we watch the sacred balance tip overboard into insanity, the calamity of human ingenuity lost the sole purpose of life on Earth. 3 to 30 million species cohabit this world. Who has time to investigate rates of extinction? 140,000 per year removed from the footprint, never to be seen by future generations skating on the brink. Yet that is just a surface prediction of biological sinks, for the numbers are much higher than you may think. As our awareness is much lower as we sink into apathy, so many highs and lows. Who cares when there are bills to pay? There's nothing to say. Just do the job and take home pay. As the latest craze comes and goes, MasterChef and The Biggest Loser occupy thoughts. Promoting tasty eating as winning over eating to excess as losing. For pleasure is in the talking point, rather than a talking stick illuminating self-gratification as overconsumption. Poverty as market protection, and critical junctions of pressure on food stocks, where greed fills silos as the need for higher prices, notions that rock the boats, as boat people hit the rocks. For we are out to sea in reality. We watch life believing a holographic digital reality, passively escaping into sitcoms, dramas and sports, entering a cyberspace of modern age cohorts. The media mesmerizes the cage with rorts. As problems escalate into protracted riots, drama puts on the armor coating, riding police shield from public disorder, hardening the shell of zero tolerance, whilst the masses ignore the mission bells, tolling that nature is about to hit the rocks, ringing on time to pay the toll, as we were sold on business as usual as a bankroll, to find we are out of work, out in the hot and cold, and in depression. The global crisis cannot mainline pipelines. Sound grabs of financial crisis are the taglines. Economic standards and poor is calibrated as a downward trend, as we are swallowing massive consumption to the end. Wallowing in wars without end, in a world war that is the real silent spring, that is drying up the underground currents, as watercourses are salt licks. Evaporation basins leave deposits, but no savings. Arable land burns and turns into desert storms. Glacial ice buffers, 1,500 metres thick, are melting. Breaking up packs in opposition, as lakes forming, norms are storming, ice cores boring, as we marvel at the aurora borealis to find the light show fades, as electromagnetic waves degrade with shrinking ice sheets, as dancing polar reversals catalyze the greatest feat. That is not a rehearsal, for the real climate has changed at this stage, as the planet is estranged, surface tensions reaching boiling point. It is said that the meek will inherit the earth, for egoic consciousness is not conscious of earth origins. We have not remembered we are one with our mother. The family of life is a continuous circle, as ancient Oribus, a miracle of particle physics and waves, an exploding pinpoint of the Big Bang, synergistic energy exchange, embed universal laws, setting natural limits in motion. For we cannot breathe without oxygen, We cannot enjoy the sunlight without ozone. We cannot grow food and eat without the gold in topsoil. As we toil with inert fertilizers to recover this fertile crescent, to discover in the present our commitment is blowing in the wind. 4 billion people perspire to eat fast foods and open aluminium tins. To drive fast cars and get laid is to win. To live in the lap of luxury is to reach the premium grade. To find the blade of ego dull yet slick. It is a state of play that can never pay. A lifestyle that does not sustain a higher way. As we play with life and death daily, a game of Russian roulette, a China syndrome, an American cone of silence, as the drones are unmanned and out of line of sight, targeting enemies to fight rather than friends to love. Like bowling pins, we see multiple tipping points, falling over each other until the earth tilts. For the human weight ratio of the world is on her shoulders, as oil is extracted at a rate of 2 billion barrels a day. Tectonic plates shift away. Volcanic eruptions spew carbon dioxide astray, leaving craters of ash ballooning higher stakes. Instability as the earth quakes. Birthing pains that can't be faked. The message has been sent and we have to deliver. But who is listening to fate of this late night show? It is time to wake up, all dream keepers. To remember we are stewards, not marshals. Not consumers nor servants. We are each other's keepers. Dreamers awake. For there is a new covenant, a message to get up and take ownership. This is to own your ship before she sinks. The earth's ship can only be owned with good deeds, not titles of greed. As we see seed banks and carbon sinks lock in profits, solutions supplant and replant the new earth. No more rocket targeting old trajectories. As world peace is the new range, on site with a new trajectory. As realization when the earth shifts under our feet, aligning with harmonic codes in time, carrying capacity loads diminish, we live or finish. Is the covenant of peace in these times, living as a harmonic convergence, on time. Are you waiting to terminate or germinate? Now is the time to ruminate over fear or love and choose the experimental petri dish. Are your thoughts creating a culture of fear and violence or a culture of peace and harmony? As the real climate change re-establishes the bank balance, finding the missing piece is a resolution in our evolution of consciousness. Well, there was a stream of consciousness writing that. We have to be a little bit different. We have to start to expand beyond this screen. We have to go beyond. We have to go right out and beyond. In our own thought patterns, we have to think differently. We've got to be able to entertain ways of thinking and being that are outside the box, because the earth is changing for sure. And it is a challenge to all of us as to who we become. So this poem really is a call to action. It's about getting informed, finding out what's going on around the world environmentally and socially and economically and politically, is to put the thinking cap on. It's also to shine. It's to find who you really are and really follow your own dreams. And the more you follow your own dreams, the more joy will enter into your own sense of self. And when you start to get excited about the challenges that beset us, that's when we can find the humor in all of this. We've been very serious for a very long time, and it has created change in our world. And many people have become unhappy because of it. But it's also a challenge in disguise where we can realize who we really are. So, as a peaceful, I'll be going out there to share my experience of love and peace and what I've done in my life to try and evoke a shift in consciousness. And my wish is to awaken more fools like me. So please join me. We don't want to sink the ship of fools. We actually want that boat to float. So I hope you'll join me on my boat that floats. And let's see what type of earth we can recreate in our renewable image. So with that, I send peace, love, foolishness, and above all, awakening to open your eyes and to see who you really are and what's going on in the world. Much love. Take care. Bye.